Okay, now can you see my computer? Okay, I'm not going to go through that. I've already gone through with you the rules already. So it's only you today. So yeah, so this is for today. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is for lesson 2. There was actually worksheet 2 has editing, a comprehension MCQ and comprehension open-ended. That's for week 2. Okay, so I'll explain to you what all of those are. But before that, we're going to start with editing. Now, do you know what is editing? Any idea? Do you know what does edit means? If I give you something, I ask you, can you please help me to edit this? Okay, I tell you. Edit means to correct mistakes. Okay, there are many mistakes. So I cannot understand what you are saying. So I say, okay, can you please help me to edit the mistakes? So you correct the mistakes so they sound correct. Okay, so we're going to look for PSLE. Editing is actually 12 marks. That's 12 marks. And there will be 12 questions. So each question is 1 mark. So there'll be a passage. Okay, they're supposed to edit it. And you're going to give 1 mark each. Okay, comprehension MCQ is actually visual text for PSLE. There's going to be a poster or a picture. You look at the picture and then you answer 8 questions. So it's actually 8 marks. Okay. And then 8 questions. And then comprehension open-ended, this one is the most marks. Can you guess how many marks is it? Guess. It's the one that the children always get many mistakes. But you can guess how many marks is it? I told you it's the highest. It is 20 marks. Okay. It is 20 marks and there's 10 questions. So usually one of the questions is at least 2 marks. Okay, there'll be 10 questions and 2 marks each. That's for comprehension. Now I'm going to recap, give you points for this. Do you remember what are nouns?
Nouns are like place, thing, and people.
Names of people. Yes, give yourself a point. Write down on a piece of paper. Yes, they are naming words. But today I'm going to tell you something more than just that. There are 2 kinds of nouns. Yeah, give 1 point, yeah, for answering that. Okay, so there are 2 kinds of nouns. There are proper nouns. Okay, I'm going to write the word here, proper.
I can help you write, but I don't know how to write.
Okay, it's okay, no worries. Proper nouns and there are common nouns. Okay, so there are 2 kinds of noun. Let me tell you the difference. For proper nouns, you must always start with a capital letter, like Wei Hong, capital W, capital H.
They only start off as like a sentence.
Yes, your names are proper nouns because they are very specific. For example, Serangoon Gardens or the Singapore Zoo. There's only one, right? If there's only one, okay, it's very specific. Then you must start with a capital letter. You use a proper noun, which is a capital letter. Common nouns are everyday things like table, chair. What's behind you, Wei Hong? What can you see around you?
A bed. That's my
A bed?
brothers.
Your
see
bed.
Mattress.
You see the mattress. So all of these are common nouns because there are so many of them. But proper nouns are specific places. Like where do you live, Wei Hong?
Ecopolitan.
Yes, so you have to write that in capital letter because it's a specific name of place. What is your favorite place to go to in Singapore?
Singapore Zoo. I like animals.
You like animals? So Singapore Zoo, you must write capital S, capital Z because the name Z, because the name of a place. Okay? Anything that's a name of a place, you must give me.
I like this.
You like which one?
Me, when I want to write Singapore, I have to start the uppercase.
Yes, yes, right. Yes, capital case because it's a specific name. There's only one country called Singapore, right? Any countries, any names of countries, you must always start with capital letter.
What about South Korea and North Korea? They both have Korea.
Yeah, and so you have to write capital N, North Korea, because the name of a country is South Korea. Because why? There's only one North Korea. There's only one South Korea. So capital letter. Everything else, but there's many of them, like pencil, ruler, table, chair. Those are all common nouns. Okay, so
a chair.
Yes, those are all common nouns. So proper nouns, you must start with a capital letter. Okay, capital letter. Now, can you give me an example of a proper noun? Give me one example and I give you 1 point for that. Proper noun, not common noun. Example of a proper noun.
What's a proper noun? Means like the uppercase is first.
Yes, correct, the uppercase. Specific names of people.
Let me say out the sentence.
Okay.
Singapore is one of the smallest countries.
In the
World.
Very good. So which one is the proper noun?
The Singapore.
Yes, capital S. Very good. Give yourself a point for giving me an example of a proper noun. Now give me an example of a common noun, everyday nouns.
What?
Give me an example of an everyday noun.
What's that?
Common nouns means they don't write capital letter. Because nouns got two kinds, right? Proper, capital letter. Common means everyday things. There are many of them.
My brother gave me a pencil, comma, ruler, comma, pencil case, and
Wow, so many. Very good. Very good. Now, can you tell me what are your common nouns in your sentence just now?
Ruler, pencil, bag, pencil case.
Very good. Since you give me so many, give yourself 2 points for that. So you can write 2. Okay, now, do you remember what are verbs?
What? What is an action? And why is it so dark?
Yes, you're right. They are action words. Can you give me an example of a verb?
Joey ran as fast as lightning.
Yes, very good. And ran is the verb, right? So just give me the word. The word is ran. So that's a verb. Very good. Give yourself a point for that. So those are verbs. Now, verbs are not just action words. They are also to-be verbs. I'll give you an example.
There's also adverbs. Adverbs is something that describes the action.
Wow, I'm actually going to teach you that today, but you already know. You're so smart. Give yourself another point for that. Very good. Now, to-be verbs are examples is, are, was, were. These are all verbs as well. Did you know? Even though they are not an action, they are still considered verbs. Because for a sentence to be a sentence, there must be a noun, meaning like Wei Hong. There must be an action, meaning a verb. So a complete sentence must have a noun, must have a verb. For example, if I say, Wei Hong is a policeman. If I just say, Wei Hong is a policeman, is a verb because there's no action in that sentence, right? So is takes on the verb. So is, was, were, are, these are all verbs. Because sometimes you want to say someone's occupation without telling me so you being something, so that's why it's called to-be verbs. As long as you are something, you are a verb. Yes. Yes, Wei Hong?
Is it like this something? I was at the park yesterday to have a picnic.
I was at the park, yes, but you didn't use is, was, were. You were at the park. Yes, I was. Yes, very good. I was. Very good. That's an example. Give yourself a point. Well done. That's an example of a to-be verb. Well done.
Let me give me 1.11 each.
Yes, well done. I think you're going to count and tell me how many you have in total. Now today, oh yes, what are adjectives?
Adjectives describe.
Describe what?
Describe stuff like the playground is full.
Give yourself
a yellow bird.
Yellow yellow is the adjective describing the bird, right? So they describe nouns, not just describe stuff, they describe nouns, okay? So when I ask you what's adjectives, you must tell me adjectives describe nouns. Okay, give us a point. Good try. Describe nouns. Very good. So those were what we learned last lesson, plus one more. Preposition. Do you remember preposition?
Nope.
Preposition comes from the word. Okay, I'll write it here. Yes, I'll write it here. Prepositions. Now, prepositions comes from the word positions.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see my writings? Yeah. You didn't tell me. Now you tell me. Okay, now I'm going to let you see my writings.
Because I was like, Ayo, where is your writing?
Okay, now you see it. Can you see it?
Nope, still can't.
Oh, you don't see it? Okay, wait, let me check. Wait, let me check it. Okay, do you see it now?
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
Do you see it? Yes?
Preposition.
Okay, yes. So prepositions has the word position and PRE means before. So prepositions tell you where the
Where?
noun is. Where the noun is. For
The
example,
policeman, like my friend is at the zoo right now looking at the lion.
yes. So at is so it tells you where something is, right? Where, like for example, on the table. My book is on the table, so it tells you where it is on. Okay. Preposition also tells you, it tells you when. Like for example, during Miss Nisha's class, I was writing down how many points I got in total. So during tells you during the time period, right? So during is a preposition. So over, under, in, these are all prepositions, okay? They tell you where something is, the noun, where the noun
The
is.
toy aeroplane's under the table.
Yes, very good. Under is a preposition. So it tells you where something is. It tells you when something is. Is it during class? Is it after class? Okay. It also tells you movement. For example, Miss Nisha is walking into Wei Hong's room. So I'm walking into your room, right? I'm moving from one place to another place. That is a preposition. Okay. Now, this is what we learned. But today,
I am moving into Australia.
you're
Means
moving in.
like moving somewhere.
I'm traveling to Australia. No, you can't move into, you have to first travel there first, right? So I travel to Australia, then I move around the place. Very good. Good try. Give yourself 1 point. Now today, as I was saying, we are learning adverbs, which you already know. Very good. So let me ask you, what do you know about adverbs? Before I ask you, now adverbs commonly end with 2 letters. Do you know what are the 2 letters?
No. Full stop.
Okay.
A.
Now, adverbs, they commonly end with ly. For example, quickly, ran quickly. So how fast he ran quickly, ly, right? What else?
The tortoise walks slowly.
Very good. Give yourself a point. Slowly is an adverb. So usually adverbs end with ly, but not all the time. We're going to look at some examples. So adverbs have the word verbs, right? So because adverbs describe verbs, okay? They describe. So adjectives describe nouns, right? Adverbs describe verbs. They also describe other adjectives. And they also describe other adverbs. Look at how many things they describe. Wow. But don't worry, for now, just remember they describe verbs, okay? Because of the word verbs. Let me give you examples of different kinds of adverbs. Now, adverbs can describe how. For example, I asked you, how did Wei Hong run? How did Wei Hong run? Then you say,
as quickly as a cheetah.
Yes, so quickly is
And
the
I
how.
use the simile.
Yes, as a cheetah. Very good. So here, how is an adverb, right? Quickly, ly, if you notice. Now, adverbs also tell you where. For example, if I ask you, where did Wei Hong run? He ran outside his house. Outside is an adverb. It tells.
He ran to the cinema because he was late for his show.
Yes. So
Because
outside. So good. Give us a point. So outside here doesn't end with ly, but it's an adverb, okay? And what else? If I ask you, when did Wei Hong run? Was it last year? Was it yesterday? So last
No, it
year.
was today.
Today. So today, yesterday, last year, these are all adverbs. They don't end with ly, but they tell you when you did the action, right? When. So this is when,
Oh, it's
right?
nice.
And however. So next one is, if I ask you, how fast did you run? The degree. The degree. You tell me he ran extremely quickly, extremely.
2.0 degrees.
not that degree, but you know, the very extremely quickly. Ends with ly again, it's also an adverb. If I ask you, how often does Wei Hong run? How often?
I like running. I
Mhm.
always run.
Do you run every day or do you run frequently?
I run every Saturday sometimes, I think.
Okay, so that means frequently because you do it very often, right? So frequently again is an adverb. So they all mostly end with ly except for the where preposition. Sometimes it doesn't end with ny. And also when. Let's look at the whole list. Oh, by the way, give us a point. Very good. You gave me a very nice